What's up, Hoopers? Training day has started. We're going to be discussing what we're seeing in the Lakers training camp. There's some massive surprises to the Lakers organization. There are some huge news stories. We're going to be breaking it all down from a Hoopers perspective. If you are a true NBA fan, you're not going to want to miss what we're going to talk about. In fact, there's even a sneaky player coming along that I think is going to get big minutes with the Lakers this season. I am your NBA white guy. I talk all things NBA hoops from a Hooper's perspective. And if you love that kind of content, then make sure you dunk that like button and you tap the subscribe button so you never miss a thing. There's been a lot of footage floating around. We have seen a lot of these Lakers players together, and one thing that I have noticed, they are healthy and they are happy. You're watching LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and Russell Westbrook laughing, shooting threes. You're seeing Patrick Beverley and Westbrook have huge steps towards a great friendship. You have Patrick Beverley admitting that his best friend on the team is Russell Westbrook. We have Russell Westbrook admitting, hey, I'll come off the bench, I'll do whatever I have to win. We had Rob Pelinka come out and say that Kendrick Nunn, he's 100% a go, he's healthy. This means big things for the Lakers. Now, I know that all the talk and in the comment sections that I've had, they aren't going to make but a 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th seed. They're trash. I'm here to tell you right now, they stay healthy, which can happen. This is going to be a scary team. Now, I know they have some aging stars, but a lot of times too, I'm telling you right now, these nagging injuries that they carried season after season, especially after the bubble, they just never really healed correctly. Now, LeBron James did a presser, and the one thing that he talked about this offseason that he did differently, he changed his diet again. So this is a guy who is so obsessed with his body and health that he even tweaked his diet this summer. He's got a chip on his shoulder, and he vows, I will never miss the playoffs again. But let's break it down into the 4 things that I noticed in training camp that are big time news. And the last one, this player is going to change the trajectory of the Lakers. I will tell you that right now. The number one thing I've noticed is these players are, at least right now, on each other's side. And why I say at least right now is because it can flip this quick. You know, playing hoops my whole life, playing through college at the beginning of the season, there's no more excitement than you could ever imagine. Everybody's healthy. Everybody's having fun, and this is when these teams are at their best. So, you've had the Lakers organization come out and say they're sticking with Westbrook. We're going with what we got. We also have LeBron James in his presser say, look, we only played 20 games together last season. So this is something that is really big for the Lakers. They got to log minutes together. They got to play together. And if they actually can start doing, getting some wins, if they start the season against the Warriors with a win, it's really going to motivate them. The problem is if you start slipping, and the Lakers have a lot of roster tweaking to do. So this is where it can start getting a little dicey because last season they had like 50 different starting lineups, and that can kill a team. You never can get chemistry. I've talked about this in this channel more than anybody. It's chemistry. That can win you games because the chemistry turns into hustle, and hustle plays win games. So it's going to be on the defensive end. It's going to be hustling. And now you have players like a Patrick Beverley in there. He's done this his entire career. Now, LeBron came out and said that he really is excited to play with Patrick Beverley. There's 3 players in NBA history that he absolutely hated playing against and he loved playing for. Now, how many times on this channel have I talked about this? All the news anchors and people sit behind desks, that's all they want to talk about is just stats, and these dudes don't get along. If you've played basketball at all, you understand this. You hate playing against the pests, and you love having them on your team. It's the best combination you can have. So Kendrick Perkins was one with the Boston Celtics he hated playing against, and then when he came over to the Cleveland Cavs, they were ride or die homies. Then Lance Stevenson, the most infamous blowing in the ear of LeBron James against the Miami Heat and the Pacers, comes over and, well, he was just crazy, but they ended up being, good friends and playing together. And number 3, he said, was Patrick Beverley. He's going to dictate the entire environment in that locker room. So he's going to be able to have that veteran presence in the locker room and on the court. So when guys like Anthony Davis or LeBron James or any of these players are lacking effort, he's the one who's going to pick that up, just like Rajon Rondo did, 2 seasons ago. So the other thing about this is you have got to understand, number 1, first and foremost, LeBron James and Anthony Davis have got to hold each other accountable. Now, in the presser, that's the first thing that both of them talked about, holding each other accountable. They know they're A and B right there. however you want to put them. And if they can hold each other accountable on the defensive end especially, this is where they can get way better and really prolong this season getting into the playoffs. The number 2 thing that I've noticed is just the health. All these players are in, they're happy, they're healthy. You've got Anthony Davis looking good. You've got Kendrick Nunn being back. This is a player I think is going to see big time minutes. I've broken down his shot charts, I've broken down his efforts, his 2020, 2021 seasons, and they are astounding where he can shoot from. Now, every player on this Lakers organization has talked about getting to their spots, so it's very obvious. And now, again, I've talked about this in other videos where a lot of people and statisticians, they'll just look at numbers, right? But if you actually break down where these players shoot from, we would do this in college all the time. You have positions, you have spots on the floor that you know you can shoot at a higher click, and so you've got to have a coach who can put you there. You know, if you have a coach who runs a system a certain way, and no matter what players come in, they just keep running that system, it's never gonna work. This is where Coach Darvin Ham has to be smart with a 4-out-1-in system and understand if you've got wings and you've got corners, that there are players who shoot very high percentages at each one of those spots. So it's not like they got to stand still there, but while LeBron James is cutting to the middle and driving traffic, these players need to be in spots where they know they can shoot very well. So when they go up and shoot it, it's not in their mind. That's what happened to Westbrook last year, and I don't like that he's tweaking his shot and his mechanics again, because that just leans into you thinking about it when you're shooting. Instead of just being athletic and shooting the ball, you're going to be thinking about mechanics. The third thing that I've really noticed amongst the Lakers camp is this unity of defense. Everyone's talking about it. The only thing they have to do now is buy into it. Defense, I broke it down in one of my last videos. Basically, if you look at the last 20, 30 seasons, every single championship team was within the top 7 of defenses. Most of them were 1st through 3rd, except for one outlier, the Los Angeles Lakers back in 2001 with Kobe and Shaq, but they were like 21st. Other than that, it's defense, right? Now, they've got offensive players. They were out of rhythm last season. They're not going to shoot as bad as they did last season. I don't care what the numbers say. These are really good basketball players, and they got younger. So these younger players are going to be able to come in, take some more minutes off the vets, and really allow these guys to go in and score at a higher level. Now, you've got players, again, at the right spots that can shoot really well. Russell Westbrook shot 50% from the corner 3 last year, and so if he knows that and goes to these spots, he's going to shoot better. The other aspect of this is that you just have that health, right? When everything is clicking, you're working together on the defensive end, you're running fast breaks, getting easy buckets. Kendrick Nunn is a both side of the court type of player. Patrick Beverley, obviously very good at defense. So these are players that can get a lot of steals that lead to a ton of fast breaks. Last season, Westbrook, you had your hands on your knees. You literally watched everybody run right by you. Carmelo Anthony, he wasn't playing defense. And then you get the frustration of not winning games. It was a terrible combination. I get it. I hate to see that it went that way, because you got to have these younger teammates and these players come in and get that energy level up. But it really starts with the leaders. If they're not playing hard, I've been on every team all the way through college, and if the top dog is not playing hard, it just ruins all the energy. So it is going to be very interesting to see this year, since their whole effort is on the defensive end and getting back to one of the top defensive teams, if they buy in. And if times go bad and get rough, are they going to quit again? Or are they going to dig in, dig their heels, say, hey, I got your back, let's do this? That's going to be the big change this season. They can really make them a top contender in the West, not only just a 6th, 7th, 8th seed. But lastly, number 4, before I get to it, the only way my videos are getting out there is when you guys hit the like button. That's it. It's the only thing you got to do for me right now. Go down, hit that like button so that I don't have to use these clickbaity titles, right? If not, YouTube doesn't push my content out there. The 4th thing that I've noticed, and I am very interested to see it, is the young talent. Have you seen some of the videos of Cole Swider out there shooting? Now, he's 6'9". I don't know, all the reports that I read, because I didn't watch him really in college, doesn't play a lot of defense, but again, that can come from system. And I believe he played at Syracuse, which is a zone defense, and that's not going to show you any kind of individual statistical data on, defense. So, again, it doesn't matter how good or bad you are. The thing that I've noticed with him, he's a very confident shooter. Like, when he gets that ball, no matter if there's pressure, and obviously it's training camp, he still keeps in form. He's not rushing stuff, and he actually has a release, a lot like Kyle Korver, it seems. But he shoots it up high. He's 6'9". He's going to get a lot of these shots off. I think he's going to get some minutes to see this season. But again, come down the stretch, a young 20-something-year-old kid in the playoffs. I'm not sure if he'll make that rotation, but he is a player that we really have got to watch, because if we have this 6'8", 6'9" kid who can shoot the lights out, and if he buys into the defense like everybody's talking, this could be a massive pickup for the Lakers. Now I need you guys to go down in the comments. What's the most impressive thing you've seen in training camp so far? I want to go see it. And also, if healthy, if this all works, what seed will the Lakers be at the end of the season? And I am your NBA white guy. I talk all things NBA hoops from a hooper's perspective. If you love that kind of content, then make sure you dunk that like button and you subscribe so that you never miss a thing.